Well, welcome back into Blitzball 3, the pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Shady Rays. Ooh.
Whoops.
Peter, we got a really interesting matchup as we enter into Game 4 of BB3.
Can you believe we're here already? We're here already. I have a microphone on.
He does have a microphone.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're here already.
That to me if you want.
Team Como making their first ever Blitzball appearance, taking on McFlurry Power, who we've seen in all the previous tournaments. But Peter, should be a really interesting matchup, especially with Team Como's background.
Yeah, exactly right. They played a lot of Blitzball, but they've got a couple of limitations. They're not used to playing with a radar gun. They're not used to playing with all the different warehouse settings. They did mention the fact that they do like talking about or playing inside compared to no wind. So we'll see how that plays out.
Well, I was able to talk to Team McFlurry Power about just that, about the adjustments that Team Como is going to have to make. So here's what they expect to see from them as they adjust to the warehouse. All right, guys, we're getting ready for your round 1 matchup coming into Blitzball Battle 3. You're taking on Team Como, who's a new team. So obviously a lot of experience in the Blitzball world. Explain to me your expectations of how their talent will translate into this tournament.
I'll be honest, we watched a couple of bats they had in the tournament they're in earlier. But other than that, I'm not real sure of their talent level. I don't have a huge feel for them, but I think their first game in the warehouse, the nerves will be rolling. Adrenaline's going to be going. I think the speed limit's going to be tough for them. They got more adjustments. We've been here. We feel comfortable, and I think we have the upper hand going into this game.
Do you guys have any sort of pitching strategy with the rule changes for this tournament?
We're going to kind of just play it by ear. We have a plan set in place right now, and we're setting up to be able to change on the fly.
So Peter, you heard them talking about it there. McFlurry Power thinks that there's going to be nerves for Team Como, and like you mentioned earlier, there is going to be a pretty big adjustment with this speed limit, something they've never had before.
I tell you what, there is a lot of difference between throwing a baseball and throwing a blitzball, as you've seen, and to control that speed, to get it under 70 miles an hour, it is tough to do for those guys that are able to let it rip. Same with Stoner. He's going to have the same issue. He likes to let it rip, but he's going to have to dial it down a little bit.
Well, we were able to talk to Team Como about just that and how they think they will adjust to the speed limit. So here they are. All right, guys, you're getting ready for your round 1 matchup here in Blitzball Battle 3. You two obviously have a ton of Blitzball experience, but your first time to the John Boy Media warehouse. Tell me how you guys are thinking that your Blitzball experience will translate into this specific tournament.
Thanks, Sammy, for the Sour Patch Kid. I think it's going to translate really well. We've been playing Blitzball for the past 10 years, so I'm a day 1 Blitzball player. I think it will translate well, but I'm not going to underestimate our opponents. Our opponents the entire day, McFlurry Power, we've become good friends throughout the entire day, but now it's war.
Have you guys done any scouting on any of the other teams that will be here?
Yeah, we watch some YouTube videos. Normally I like to stick to watching our own videos, but coming here, there's new for sure. There's new competition here. These are guys we haven't played against before, not to mention the speed limit. So they play differently than we play. So I had to watch a couple of videos, see what people are throwing with the speed limit. So I can confidently say that I've watched quite a bit of JM Warehouse content before coming here.
You mentioned the speed limit difference that you guys don't have. Are there any other rule changes that you guys are going to have to really adjust to in this league?
Definitely that it's inside with no wind. Like the wind doesn't pick up the blitzball, which is great. So I don't have to worry about accuracy. I'm confident in throwing strikes, and that's about it. That's our pitching strategy the entire day. Throw strikes and don't walk batters home.
Everyone knows the warehouse is a different game. I mean, you can hit an absolute swamp donkey, as We Got Ice would say, and it'll just be a single or a foul ball. So warehouse, you have to make some adjustments.
So they'll definitely be having to deal with the speed limit, but like they mentioned there, Pete, the advantage that they do have is they're used to playing outdoors. They're used to having to factor in the wind, but here there is no wind, and they feel pretty good about that.
There is ricochets, though. I'm not sure how they're going to get used to the ricochets. And like they talked about, you can absolutely piss on a ball and have it bounce off all kinds of poles, and so they're not used to that. That's the one thing I'd have to look at.
Well, another advantage that they do have is that these guys are best friends. They are both out of college for the week to come fight for this $10,000. They're roommates. Like I said, they're best friends. So they have the confidence, and here's how confident they are.
Red, okay. Yeah. We got green and orange if you need one of those.
I was just going to say is that we're just going to hype each other up. We're best friends, and, we have confidence in each other, and we've played this game forever. So, Whenever Sammy throws a ball, I'm not going to get down on him. He'll just throw the next pitch and we'll be good.
Switch. I suck.
Yeah.
He can do better. He sucks. I can do better.
Yeah.
We're just going to swap until something goes right here today.
And we're not going to take this game too seriously. We're just going to have fun with it. And that's how we always do good.
Well, welcome to JM Warehouse, guys. Can't wait to see it translate for you here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you to the whole John Boy
Yep.
team. This is
Thanks for
crazy. This is crazy.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you heard them talking about the 10 years of experience they have, how close they are, the confidence that they do have. Now, obviously, having that chemistry as teammates is going to be a big deal, but how much do you really think that does factor into their first appearance in Blitzball?
I think that the moment that it's going to really come into be a factor is if things start to go wrong. That's when you see a lot of teams that are usually close start to fight a little bit, start to bicker, start to go at each other.
Yeah.
When you see the guys get down, that's when you know that they're in trouble. But I think these two are going to be like brothers.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. We want to remind you guys that we've partnered with our good friends at Shady Rays. Now, actually, Pete, these sunglasses were given to me at the All-Star game.
Wow.
And they have become my everyday sunglasses. Shady Rays is awesome, and they have an exclusive offer right now that's actually only available during Blitzball 3. So if you use the promo code WAREHOUSE, you're not only going to get 40% off of whatever pair of sunglasses you want, that code also puts you with this special link to be able to access Jimmy and Jake's. They have their
Exclusive.
own like pair of sunglasses coming out
Big time.
with Shady Rays. So the promo code is Warehouse, so make sure that you guys are using that. We love them. They have that insane deal too, where what you lose it, you break it, they send you a new pair right back. So make sure you guys are going on to shadyrays.com and use the promo code Warehouse. That'll save you 40% off of any pair of shades. I freaking love these sunglasses. And then it'll give you that special access to the Jimmy and Jake collab. So thank you to our good friends at Shady Rays, promo code Warehouse. Another good friend we have is Jolly Olive. And man, has he been putting together some interesting stats for you guys. So let's get it out to him for the stat of the game.
Well, it's our final matchup of day one, and it's going to be a really good one. We have a brand new team, Como Blitzball, the only new team full of new members in this Blitzball Battle Tournament, taking on another returning team in McFlurry Power. I want to tell you about the new guys first because they are professional Blitzball players. Caden Sartain, he's a 3-time MVP and 3-time World Series champion in Como Blitzball. We saw him last in the Challenger Series. In the first game of that series, he had a double and a single off Jack Doyle, struck out versus Nicky Cass, and grounded out versus Jimmy O'Brien. The guy who had a great performance in that first game was his teammate, Sammy Reazer, who had a walk versus Jack Doyle, a home run, a walk, and 3 RBIs against Nicky Cass, and a double and 2 RBIs against Jimmy. These guys have impressed so far in their very short time in the warehouse. Now they're getting an extended look in Blitzball Battle 3 as they try to make a deep run in this bracket. McFlurry Power made a deep run in the first Blitzball Battle, but last tournament wasn't so kind to them. They ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs to We Got Ice. So, in that case, Kollin Stone will be returning as K-Mac's teammate. He was the pitcher of the team that time around. His 1.0 strikeout to walk rate was 6th highest among all Blitzball Battle 2 pitchers, and his 3 innings pitched was also tied for 6th. He's a pretty reliable pitcher, so K-Mac will have to provide the offense. His 1.301 OPS is 7th highest all time in the warehouse. He's homered off both members of Baggage in the last 2 tournaments, but he is coming off his weakest pitching performance back in the 1-inning roulette league. He pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowing 6 earned runs, 5 walks, and a 5.0 ERA. That was the 2nd highest in the tournament behind Jake Storielli. K-Mac is going to have to get 2 outs in this game. I'm very interested to see how they use the strategy and deploy him. It should be a very interesting game 4.
Oh, there's certainly more magic coming your way here in Blitzball Battle 3, presented to you by Shady Rays.
Got it that time.
Yep, of course, game time coming your way a little bit later today, but first, Kelsey Wingard, boots on the ground, what do you have for us?
We had a bit of an issue that happened here before Game 4. So as you guys might not, or you might know, when the games aren't in play, everybody's out here taking batting practice. Well, during the batting practice between games, we broke a light. A light came down and shattered all over the ground. I have never seen vacuums this size that we had out here. We had vacuums, we had mops, people. Chris Rose, you were holding a trash bag. So
Yes.
Nice job, Rosie.
they
Thank
really
you.
took care of that. But what was interesting that Rosie pointed out to me is you had the McFlurry Power guys over here just taking a nap, laying down. We know that McFlurry Power is used to our John Boy Media antics here, so maybe that's going to play into it. They were really able to not be shaken by any of the stuff that went down, but hopefully no more lights today, guys. Very interesting right before Game 4 that we had to take care of.
All right, Kels, hold tight. We're going to get your prediction in just a second. But listen, you've played in enough Major League games where occasionally start times have been pushed back due to unforeseen circumstances. I don't know if it's ever because of a light getting broken during BP.
No, not lights, but we've had bees, we've had storms, we've had all kinds of things.
And how do you deal with it?
You do exactly what they did. You take a nap, you relax, maybe you crush the spread. Who knows? If you're hungry, make yourself a sandwich. There's plenty you can do.
Okay. So you don't think this is an advantage for one team over another?
Not one bit at all.
Okay. Kelsey, before we get out of here, give me a prediction.
I am going to take Team Como in this game. I know them learning to pitch to the speed limit is going to be an interesting adjustment for them, but these guys are pros. They'll be able to make the adjustments and learn on the fly.
Thanks, Kels. We'll check in with you during the game. P-Tap?
I'm going the McFlurries.
Wow.
I think they can. They match up pretty well, and I'm interested to see what kind of pitching strategy they use.
Well, if we were just doing this based on hats, I would go with McFlurry Power because those eyes are freaking awesome on their lids. But the great unknown is Team Como. They're confident. They play an awful lot of blitzball. Can they dial it back? Can they get it 69 miles an hour or lower? I think they can.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the first-timers here in the team competition.
I like it.
It's going to be a blast. So for Kelsey Wingert, Peter Mullen, and our entire Blitzball crew, we will see you at 6 o'clock Eastern tonight for game number 4 of the Blitzball Battle, Part 3, presented to you by Shady Rays.